April 30th, 1945, the death of Adolf Hitler. As April 1945 drew to a close, the Third Reich was crumbling. The Allied forces advanced relentlessly from the west, while the Soviet Red Army tightened its grip from the east. Berlin, once the proud capital of Hitler's thousand-year Reich, was now a city under siege. The once mighty Wehrmacht was depleted and demoralized. Its soldiers, many of them young boys and elderly men, fought with dwindling resources and fading hope. The dream of a Nazi empire had dissolved into a nightmare of destruction and despair. Deep beneath the ruined city, in the fear bunker, Adolf Hitler clung to power. Surrounded by his inner circle, he refused to accept the inevitable defeat. He issued delusional orders, blaming his generals and the German people for his failures. The atmosphere in the bunker was thick with paranoia and delusion. Hitler, increasingly detached from reality, spent his days poring over maps and issuing impossible commands. His health deteriorated rapidly, his body ravaged by stress and years of amphetamine abuse. Eva Braun, his longtime mistress, remained by his side, a silent observer of the unfolding catastrophe. Joseph Goebbels, the propaganda minister, and his wife Magda brought their 6 children into the bunker, a chilling testament to their unwavering loyalty to Hitler. Despite the overwhelming evidence of impending defeat, Hitler continued to believe in a miracle. He clung to the hope that the death of Franklin D. Roosevelt, or a rift between the Allies, would somehow turn the tide of the war. As the Soviets advanced deeper into Berlin, Hitler made a final, desperate attempt to salvage the situation. He ordered a counterattack by the remaining German forces, but it was a futile gesture. The Red Army overwhelmed the defenders, pushing closer to the fear bunker. On April 29th, Hitler received news that his ally, Benito Mussolini, had been captured and executed by Italian partisans. This news shattered his remaining hope and reinforced his determination to avoid a similar fate. That same day, Hitler married Eva Braun in a brief civil ceremony within the bunker. It was a final act of defiance, a symbolic gesture of commitment in the face of annihilation. On April 30th, 1945, with Soviet troops just a few blocks away, Adolf Hitler took his own life. He shot himself in the head, while Eva Braun swallowed a cyanide capsule. Their bodies were carried into the Reich Chancellery Garden and burned. The circumstances surrounding Hitler's death have been subject to debate and speculation over the years. However, the most widely accepted account is that he committed suicide to avoid capture by the Soviets. With Hitler's death, the Third Reich effectively ceased to exist. The remaining Nazi leaders scrambled to negotiate a surrender with the Allied forces. The news of Hitler's death spread quickly, bringing a mixture of relief and disbelief to the world. For millions who had suffered under Nazi oppression, it marked the end of a long and terrible nightmare. However, the legacy of Hitler and the Nazi regime continues to haunt the world. The horrors of the Holocaust and the devastation of World War II serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of extremism, hatred, and unchecked power. The death of Adolf Hitler on April 30th, 1945, was a pivotal moment in history. It marked the end of one of the most destructive conflicts in human history and the beginning of a new era. The fall of Berlin and the death of Hitler symbolized the complete and utter defeat of Nazi Germany. It paved the way for the unconditional surrender of the German armed forces and the end of World War II in Europe. The events of April 30th, 1945 serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of vigilance against tyranny and the enduring need to defend freedom and democracy. The world learned a harsh lesson about the consequences of unchecked ambition and the seductive power of hate. The historical analysis of Hitler's final days provides valuable insights into the psychology of dictators and the dynamics of totalitarian regimes. It underscores the importance of critical thinking, historical awareness, and a commitment to preventing such atrocities from ever happening again. The death of Adolf Hitler in the fear bunker on April 30th, 1945, was not just the end of a man, but the end of an era. It was the culmination of years of war, destruction, and unimaginable suffering. While the physical body of Hitler was gone, the ideology he espoused continued to linger, a dark shadow on the world stage. The fight against hate, intolerance, and extremism remains a constant and ongoing struggle. By understanding the events leading up to Hitler's death, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the sacrifices made to defeat Nazism and a renewed commitment to building a more just and peaceful world. The lessons of April 30, 1945 must never be forgotten.